And with magnetic persuasion, it's all about building instant trust. Do people trust you? Is trust at an all-time high or an all-time low? Low, isn't it? And a lot of persuaders think that people trust them, and we're doing the research and the studies, and when you meet 10 people, only 2 on average will trust you. Now, you could be a great person, a trustworthy person, and you probably are, but that doesn't mean people trust you, so we want to talk about that today. Because the reality is, it's not about force, it's not about coercion. Sure, that works in the short term. It's about long-term persuasion and influence. In fact, it reminds me of a story about the sun and the wind. They're bitter enemies. They hate each other. They're always trying to decide who's the most powerful element in the universe. And it says, okay, let's choose a contest. Let's see who's the most powerful element in the universe. The sun's thinking, I create life. I'm part of life. The wind's all, no, I can destroy villages. And so they look down, and they see this elderly man walking has a jacket on, and the wind says to the sun, whoever gets that man to take off his jacket wins. So the wind's all, I can do this. And so clouds come, lightning, the wind comes, it's stronger and stronger. And the more the wind blows, what does the old man do? He holds on tighter and tighter and tighter. And when people sense these persuasion techniques or tactics that you're using many times, they'll hold on tighter. Knocked the man down a few times, but he kept holding on to his jacket. Wind decided he couldn't do it, didn't think the sun could do it, and then the sun just smiled, turned up the heat. Beads of perspiration were developing on the old man's forehead, and what did the old man do? Took off his jacket. That's true magnetic persuasion. That's what you want to do. Because the reality is people want to be persuaded. They want to trust somebody that can help them make the right decision. Because there's so many decisions out there. We're bombarded with so many persuasive messages. We want people to help us out. Power words. This is interesting at the Persuasion Institute that we're finding is that words make the difference. Words will either attract or repel your audience. So I'm going to talk about some words today that you should always use and words you should never use. Learning how to read people. Studies show that the greatest persuaders, this has changed, are now introverts. Introverts are now making better persuaders than extroverts. Why? They listen, they ask questions, they're able to read people. If you ask the right questions and do it in the right way, people will persuade themselves. Do you want to persuade them, or do you want to help them persuade themselves? You want to help them, and that's what we're focusing on. Help you persuade with confidence. How to engineer presentations. What to put into a presentation, what not to put in, the format to use. We want to spend some time talking about that today. And of course, earn what you're worth. It's a direct correlation between your ability to earn and your ability to persuade, to communicate, to talk to people, to motivate people, and even to persuade yourselves. That's what we want to focus on today as we talk about the world of persuasion, motivation, and influence. And I congratulate you for being here today. Sometimes some of your friends will say, oh, you're going to a seminar. Anybody have any friends like that just don't understand? This is where the magic happens, and this is where I've learned many skills, is going to the seminars and learning and taking things to the next level. My early mentor, along with Mike Ray, was Jim Rohn. Have you heard of Jim Rohn before? Incredible business philosopher. Early on, I had a great opportunity to speak with Jim Rohn. I did out when promoted to some of his seminars. And he said something to me that just changed my life. We were all going out to dinner. There's about 10 of us, and I didn't even think he knew who I was. But I got a seat real close to him just to listen. And I had some failures in my life to that point. Some things had happened. I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be. And all of a sudden, there's a lull in the conversation. He looked at me. He said, Kurt, tell me about your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. What do you want to accomplish? And so I began to tell him what I want to accomplish and started the blame game. Well, this didn't happen because of this and the government taxes, whatever it is, you throw it all in. And he looked at me and he said, and this cut me like a knife, he says, Kurt, for things to change, you must change. And for things to get better, you must get better. Ouch. Because if we get stuck blaming the government, taxes, neighbors, whoever, we don't work on ourselves, we don't improve ourselves. And if you add a word to that, for your income to change, you must change. And for your income to get better, you must get better. And that's what we want to improve today is I've studied what makes people successful. Everybody wants to be successful, but what are the skills they're not learning in school? Well, they have to pick up on the street. Those are critical things. For things to change, you must change. And for things to get better, you must get better. Okay? Business. Now, here's the thing. As we do the studies and the research, we find out that when you look at network marketing, when you look at business, financial planners, real estate agents, entrepreneurs, especially real estate agents, entrepreneurs, network marketing, the research shows one of the greatest countries of the world that they have over a 90% failure rate. Entrepreneurs, 90%. Those starting network marketing, 90%. What's going on? What's happening? This is the land of opportunity. What do people need? They get all excited. They start a business. Things don't work out, and who do they blame? Somebody else. Network marketing, they get excited about the business. They're going to do it. It doesn't work out. Who do they blame? Company, neighbor, somebody else. They don't look to themselves. They didn't have some of the basic skills. And so the Small Business Administration and Dun & Bradstreet, they did research. They spend millions of dollars. Why aren't businesses being successful in this country? Why aren't they working out? And millions of dollars, they came up with something that was not rocket science. I could have told you this. They said the number one reason businesses fail, lack of sales. Wow. Millions of dollars to figure that out. There's not enough sales. And that's a lot of times when people jump into a business, they're so excited about the business and doing it, they don't have the basic skills to make it work. For example, if I wanted to start a jet charter company, and I'm all excited, and I find investors, and I get the jet, and I get my office, and the carpet, my desk, and my computer, and my fax machine, all the things that really don't matter that much, but it's looking great, and my friend puts me onto a lead to my first business, and they want to charter to Dallas, Texas. I'm all excited. I get the soda for the plane and everything that I need, and the hors d'oeuvres, and the red carpet, and they come on, and then I get in the plane and realize I don't know how to fly this thing. But I say to myself, how hard can it be? I can drive a car. I can figure it out on my own, and you get the manual out and you try to figure it out on your own. And that's what most people do with communication, persuasion, and motivation and influence. They try to figure it out on their own. And that phrase has cost me millions of dollars in my life. Oh, I'll figure it out on my own. Because when you look at really successful people, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, when they have a problem in their business, do they say, I'll figure it out on my own? Do they go to the yellow pages and find the cheapest person? How do wealthy people think? What do? They go find the best. That's what the important thing is, and that's what you need with business, is find people that can help you out.